Okay, once again, reporting from Everfree Northwest, I am Tech Rat, along with
Joe Stevens
for the Equestrian Inquirer and Everfree Radio. And once again, sitting with us is the wonderful and talented Nicole Oliver. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. I'm so happy to be here with every pony.
All right. And we're so happy to be here with you. This is a wonderful opportunity. Now, we've talked to Nicole once before at BronyCon, and we had a bunch of questions for her then. So this time, since we've already spoken to you once already, we're going to do something a little bit different with this interview. About 20 minutes ago, Joe tweeted out into the Twitterverse to see if there were any fans out there who had any questions.
Spike just sent them over. Actually, we have a lot of scrolls that just arrived
via Dragon Mail. We have an entire list of questions. We got flooded with questions in like 15 minutes. It was unbelievable.
Oh, and also I want to let you know, if we're talking about tweeting and twits in the Twitterverse,
yes,
I am on Twitter, and my Twitter name is @mouthnoise, MOUTHNOIZE. Because I make a lot of noise with my mouth. So for all those fans out there, please do follow me, and we can. I answer questions online too from time to time.
You heard what she said. That's from the mouth of Celestia herself. So you better get out there and start doing it. So we don't even know how this interview is going to go because these are all questions from the fans.
So here we go.
Twitter. So Joe, if you want to just go and start going down. And
so we have Dear Princess Celestia. What is your favorite aspect of the fandom? And this comes from Applejack93.
Oh, their charity, without doubt. I've been doing this a long time, for over 20 years, and I've met a lot of different fan bases. And overall, I think the fans of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, they're so generous with their time and with their pocketbooks. And these aren't necessarily fans that have lots of extra coins spilling over, but their heart's in the right place, and their generosity is inspiring.
Is there any particular charity that really strikes you as something that's extra special?
Well, for me personally, the charity that I support is Heart and Stroke, because I lost my father when I was 25 to heart disease. He was only 52 years old. So it's really hard losing a parent. But so that's the charity that's dear to me, moi, Nicole, Princess Celestia. But then also anything to do with children. I'm there because I'm a mom, and I couldn't imagine having either of my children in need of that kind of medical support. So, yeah.
So I think Tech Rat's going to ask the next question. My iPhone keeps. We're going
to
to pass the phone.
Absolutely. And once again, we have no idea what kind of questions these are going to be, so they could run the gambit from serious to absolutely ridiculous. For example, Daniel Anthony is asking you, what is your favorite shampoo?
Well, my favorite shampoo. Right now, I switch it every 3 months because you should.
Oh, really? Who says
well,
that?
because you don't want you want to keep your hair. Hair gets used to something. I'll get limp. I'm telling you.
Really?
Switch it every 3 months.
If anyone knows about keeping good manes, it's Celestia, of course.
Yeah. Right now, I am using a line called Davinus from I think it's from Down Under, actually.
Oh.
It's quite lovely.
Australian shampoo is going to get a bump.
And no parabens and all lovely naturalness and smells good and looks good and
keeps that rainbow mane a-flowing.
Absolutely.
Wow, we could do an ad.
We can do an ad. We could do an ad. What is an ad for? What does Princess Celestia endorse a particular? Oh, we can't really do that, can we? No.
Nicole Oliver can endorse things.
Oh, Nicole Oliver can.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Now, here's an interesting question from April B. at Bronies NYC.
I love April. Hi.
So,
hi,
you
know her.
Yeah. Well, we tweet. See?
Okay. All right.
She sends me notes and I respond.
Now she's sending you a question.
So of course, we actually haven't spoken on this, but you, of course, are as well Cheerily.
Yes. Yes.
And so April B. wants to know, do you prefer Celestia or Cheerily?
Oh, it's like asking me. It's like Sophie's Choice. Do you remember that movie, Meryl Streep? It's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, that choice is much more depressing, though, than this
Well,
one.
I can't put either pony out to pasture. So, no, I like.
Oh,
see?
that was wonderful.
Yeah, I'm quick. No, I like them both. I mean, I've said many times that they're both mentors. They're both teachers. There's a similarity there. However, I do enjoy Cheerily gets to be a goofball, which is actually closer to my personality in real life. So
she gets to have fun with Big Mac every once in a while.
She can make mistakes, right? And people really don't expect Princess Celestia to make mistakes.
Except that one time. Well, it wasn't really a mistake. She just
one time at band camp. That one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So here we
what
go.
do we have next here?
I
Okay.
think we're going to be alternating where I get the good questions and you
And
get
I
the silly ones.
I can certainly do
You can
that.
read that one. Read that
I'll
one.
read that one from Fluttertree. She is asking if you could be any kind of tree. Oh, I'll read it in her words. Could you ask her what kind of thee would she be if she was a tree? I think that's a bit of a misspelling there.
There's a bit.
What kind
What
of
kind of
tree
tree?
would you be?
If I was a tree, evergreen.
Ah, evergreen.
Because you're just you are vibrant all year round.
Vibrant all year round. Wonderful.
That is a much more in-depth answer than I would have ever expected.
Very deep, very deep.
There you go,
So
sir.
thank you from
Thank you,
Fluttertree,
Fluttertree.
For that. And also we have going up here, well, apparently just a backstory. There is a funny fiction in the fandom that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are running for election for Princess of Equestria.
Okay.
And Red Soul 6 wants to know if you're changing your policies ahead of the election and if Luna's lead in the opinion polls is affecting that.
I don't pay any attention to opinion polls.
Oh.
So no. And I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm going to win because that's just kind of how I roll. So am I going to change my policies? I think they're fantastic. Why mess with a good thing?
Celestia is resolute in her policies.
Steadfast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Eric asks, if there was one thing you could change about Princess Celestia, what would it be?
I think she needs to go out and get drunk. No.
I like what you said earlier. Is Shirley's allowed to make mistakes, but
Yeah.
Celestia is not.
There was only one time I think she ever showed a moment of weakness, and that was in the second season finale when Chrysalis overpowered her.
Right.
I mean, before that, she was like just on this pedestal, and like nothing could go wrong with her.
Which annoyed Celestia greatly.
Mhm.
She's got,
Oh,
a bit of, she's got a
absolutely.
bit of a temper. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
If there's one thing I could change,
Change about Princess Celestia.
no, longer hair.
Even longer hair. Even longer hair.
I think she should get some extensions. Like
Yeah.
let's rock it out.
And she needs to change her shampoo every 3 months as well,
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Move into maybe go with a Swedish shampoo or something like that. Okay, and we have. Let's see here. Well, someone wants to just say hello and then he brohoofs. So give a brohoof to Logan the Brony.
Okay.
So there you go for
All
Logan
right.
the Brony. And I don't know why this. I don't think that I'm supposed to ask that one. Dear Princess Celestia, is there anything about?
No,
I don't get that
but
one.
does
Do you want?
she-
Does
she like mustard?
Do you like mustard?
I love mustard. I love champagne mustard. I love grainy mustard. I love Dijon mustard. I love yellow mustard.
Are you a mustard connoisseur?
I do cook quite a bit. I'm actually pretty mean in the kitchen, so yeah.
Wow.
So I got one. I think we got one more good question.
One more good
One
one?
more.
All right, wonderful. And this is from Draconic Game Rants.
Okay.
Dear Princess Celestia, is there anything about bronies you wish to see continue or migrate after the show stops airing? Whenever and if ever that occurs.
I hope it doesn't.
The show will never stop airing because it's just out there. It's always going to be around. It's going to be like MASH, I think.
Well, let's think hypotheticals here.
So read it one more time.
Okay, so he says, Dear Princess Celestia, is there anything about I'm not talking in the mic, I'm sorry. Dear Princess Celestia, is there anything about bronies you wish to see continue or migrate after the show stops airing? Let me rephrase that, maybe after there are no new episodes being created.
Well, I think the thing about the fan base that I admire the most is just their generosity of spirit, and I've said that a few times now. And I think the show allows and supports that there's a place for everybody. And, I'm a big fan of being true to yourself and honoring yourself. And I'm not trying to be something you're not trying to please other people, but to try and walk through life with grace. And I think a lot of the fans do that. So I think if that can continue, there's so much dark gunk in the world these days that I'd much rather have the love and the friendship and all that continue.
And if I can ask one question before we end, I think it was fascinating to see the amount of love that was going on at BronyCon, and I think that Mr. Delancey made an interesting point that the Brony community can go out and do some things. So we can extend that friendship, extend that charity. What's your thoughts on that concept? It's kind of a radical concept that Bronies can actually help
That they can
because of the
change
show.
world.
Well, I think it's a concept for any young person today, is to understand that you can manifest change and that your voice is important. And so I think he was encouraging people to vote, you know, as opposed to complain about things. Get in there and try and make things different, and do it in a positive way. Do it in a proactive way. And I think it's important for, you know, those younger people and even older people to not get so jaded by life, and to realize that with a little bit of hard work and, like I've said, a lot of grace, you can accomplish some great things.
I feel like I just got a reply from Twilight's letter. That was just so touching. I'm so thankful.
That was fantastic. Yes.
Dear Princess Celestia, that today I learned from you how awesome it is to be able to be creative and have an optimistic outlook on life.
You all, you know, life's too short to not be that way.
Just crying. I'm touched. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Welcome. You're so welcome. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
And real quick before we go, I want to say, if you have one, I know that was just, if you want to say one last thing to any of the fans out there.
Well, keep watching, keep writing, let them know you love it, and just keep spreading positivity.
We will certainly do that.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we're wrapping this up. Once again, I'm Joe Stevens.
And I'm Tech Rat.
And this is the Equestrian Inquirer with Everfree Radio at Everfree Northwest.